Welcome to Time Block. Time Block is teaching kids how to work out elapsed time. We can start by posing word problems, which you know children always have trouble with, or just getting kids to learn that time passes in a particular fashion. The resource is made up of lots of blocks of time, where children might be used to looking at a clock face and seeing that round visualisation. We've actually straightened it all out and we've broken it down to 5-minute blocks on the top and counted along in fives to represent the 60 minutes on the bottom. The first thing you could do with lower children is to say, listen kids, what time do we start school? And we could put a little visual up there and they might say, well, school starts at 9 AM. And there it is there. As you progress through the day, you can start to add hours to your timeline, and children will learn that time does progress. When it's time perhaps to go out for morning tea or for a play break, it might be at 10:30, and the red lines indicate that it is half past the hour. You might say at 11 o'clock when we come back in from lunch or little lunch, we're going to do some maths, and later on in the day we're going to do some reading after lunch when we come back in. So this is just a very basic way of showing that children that time does pass. However, if you're working with older children, we can start to really get them to understand word problems. Sophie's baking brownies. They need to be baked for 45 minutes. She put them in the oven at 6:30 PM. What time should she take them out? Here's where we decide how are we going to make up 45 minutes. It can be a block of 30 minutes, and we would need another 10 minutes to make it 40 minutes, and we could put a 5-minute block there to make 45 minutes. You can show the children also that 3 lots of 15 blocks will also equal 45 minutes. And here's where you get to show kids that there's 2 lots of 20 blocks will also, and a 5 will also equal 45 minutes. Take any of these blocks from when we started to bake the cookies, which was 6:30 PM, and children can see that it's going to be 15 minutes past 7 when the cookies should come out of the oven. If we were posing a question like this one, a train departs on a journey at 8:50 AM and arrives at its destination at 1:15 PM. How long was the journey? Remember, the first thing I do is to get the children to come out the front and put the hours onto the timeline. And we start with AM for this one, so we'd be going somewhere around 8 AM and following it through. A talking point might be that you're changing from AM to PM in the middle of the day, and we're going to depart on our journey at 8:50 AM. They can easily scan from 8 AM up to 8:50, so the arrow would be here for depart. It arrives at its destination at 1:15 PM, so we've got 1:15 PM, which is just about here. And now we have to work out how much time has elapsed between the commencement of the journey and the end of the journey. What I like to do, I like to bring it up to the next hour. So I'd ask the children, how many minutes do we need to get to the next hour? And they would probably tell me, hopefully, that it's 10 minutes. From here we start using hour-long blocks of time until we get to, say, 1 PM, where we have to break it down into minutes. And we can see there that 15 minutes will fit quite nicely. You can ask children to count up the hours and minutes, so there'd be 4 hours and 25 minutes, or ask the children then to take these blocks of time away and add up the hours, 4 hours and 25 minutes. The great thing is about this resource is that the children can actually see the blocks of time and the time passing. So now we're going to take away the concrete materials down the bottom, because your class has had lots and lots of practice at different types of questions, and now we're going to move to the more abstract. So using the principles that we've learnt down here, we're going to ask this kind of a question. How long did Jack sleep if he went to bed at 10:40 p.m. and got up at 5:30 a.m? Well, I'd get them to set it out a little bit like this. Went to bed at 10:40 p.m. and we've got to work out how many hours have passed until 5:30 a.m. From using this resource, the children will be used to going to the next whole hour. So to get to 11 p.m, we can say to the children, well, how many minutes did it take me to get from 10:40 to 11 p.m? And they will tell me 20 minutes. From here, it's probably easiest to go to 12 a.m, and there's a talking point for you. What time of the day is this? It's very early in the morning, and we're going to add another hour. From here, we're going to jump straight to, we could probably go to straight away to 5:30 because it's nice round figures, and we're going to say that that's another 5 hours and 30 minutes. Then the children just have to add up how many minutes and how many hours. It's as simple as that.